Knoxville Raceway, fueled by speed. I'm RJ Johnson, and I'm a semi-professional sprint car driver. I'm a sprint car history buff. I'm a sprint car nerd, everything. I mean, yeah, that's all I've ever studied since I was a kid. I didn't really care about school. I was just all about racing. I mean, I never even thought about doing anything else. Like, maybe when I was like 5, I thought I was going to be the next Jerry Rice or something, but otherwise, I just always wanted to be a race car driver. I can name drivers like a fan, and I still do. Like, we come to the Nationals and stuff, and I'm in my suit, and I go get, like, I remember a couple years ago, I went and got Lance Deweese to sign a diecast car for me, like, before a main hot laps. Like, that's just, I'm a big fan of it, and I love these guys, so it's cool. I used to come here for the Nationals, working for some outlaw teams and stuff, and I came up here in 2007 with a buddy of mine, and went home, told my parents we need to go up there and race if we're gonna ever make something of this. And so in 2008, me and my dad came up here in April, and we never left. Been like that since, so just still chasing a dream 8 years later, I guess. First year up here was just me and my dad. My mom stayed home, and it was pretty wild. I mean, really, I guess I was 20 years old, and I mean, I'm obviously from Florida. That's no man's land for sprint car racing. So just to be here was awesome. And then we got competitive towards the end of the year, and it was pretty awesome. But yeah, we had a blast. I mean, we had no money, and we just had one car, one motor, and it was tough. But at the same time, it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. Well, I mean, I just don't think we know anything else. I mean, really, it comes down to that. I mean, we could all go get a day job, but that wouldn't be enjoyable. I mean, it's just as much what we're doing right now. Like, I like to drive the race car. I love to drive the race car, and I like to win and be competitive and do good. But the people and the camaraderie, I mean, this is my family. I don't know that I know anybody outside of a racetrack. I mean, really, you could go through my phone contact list, and I don't think there's one person that doesn't have to do with the races. So, I mean, it's just a family. We'd be a fish out of water anywhere else. So there's just really no choice.
How about your first night in a race car? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do, actually. My first night in a race car, I didn't actually race, but my dad put me in a car when I was like 12 on a practice night. And I drove around, and I got lapped a couple times, I just pulled off, and I got stuck in the mud and couldn't get it out of gear. It was terrible. It was actually awful. But looking back now, it's pretty funny. My first win was here. Yeah, in 08. Yeah, it was awesome. It was my 6th race ever here. We blew an engine like 3 or 4 weeks before that, and we got another engine, and we put it in, and we just kind of hoped for the best. And I think we ran 10th or 12th in the first twin feature deal, and they started us 4th, and I think I was leading coming to complete the first lap, and that was pretty awesome. And my mom didn't even get to see it, but it was just me and my dad. It was pretty cool. It was walking back to the pit area from that. Kenny Woodruff gave me a hug, and that was about as cool as it gets. I've gotten to race with my heroes, and I still get to every week here. It's awesome. I mean, I got to race at Williams Grove with Don Kreitz Jr. I mean, that's awesome. Stuff like that. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything, and it's going to go for a long time, hopefully. People that I grew up looking up to, it felt awesome to stand in the same pit area as like Jack Hodenschild. Now I race against him, and I can walk up and talk to him, and we're all buddies. Football fans don't get to go up and talk to Tom Brady. That's what's cool about our sport. It's pretty awesome. I wouldn't trade it for anything. We all have big goals. I'd like to win a 410 race here for one, and I think we're creeping up on that slowly. I'd like to win a track championship, but I think the ultimate goal for me was just to be a full-time outlaw. Oh, well, I mean, I'd like him to say I was a good race car driver and all that, but I mean, I'd rather just be a cool guy that tried to help everybody. I mean, I do my best to help everybody because I've been given a lot of help for myself. So, yeah, just a good guy that basically gave his heart to this stuff and helped as many people as he could and enjoyed the heck out of it. I mean, you're looking at it. This is all I live for. So, I mean, weekly I go to work and I go to the shop with my dad and work on the race car, and me and Silvage go have some beers, and that's about it. I mean, really, I'm a pretty simple guy. This is what I live for. So, I think there's 2 parts to it. In the car, it's probably the most badass thing you can do. You can't describe the feeling of being in a 410 wide open around a place like this, or Williams Grove, or even Eldora. It's pretty awesome. It's kind of like an out-of-body experience. And on the other side of that, like we talked about earlier, it's a big family and the camaraderie, and this probably the best people in the world. You could find people that would do anything for you in this pit area, and those are the 2 best parts of it, I think.
What fuels you?
To get back up on that stage, basically. I mean, really, it's been 2012 since we last won a race, the year before we got into a 410. So that pretty much, that standing up on that wing in front of those people, and it's not even as much the fans because they appreciate it, but to do it for the people that helped me got there, that was I was more happy for them than I was for myself, and that's what keeps me going. That's who RJ Johnson is.